Hello, today guys I wanted to show you just one small trick which I just came across while browsing the web and just looking for some examples of how to use the before and after pseudo element. So I just came across this nice button that can be used for like get a quote. For example, I just on any say like sales related website or anywhere on the website that you need a button say like get a quote for example. And yeah, so what it does here you see the new uh, the the new this word. This is done with the before pseudo element, and then when you hover, as you can see, you have this nice arrow. So it's kind of neat effect to add to a button. And yeah, so I just thought to share this with you guys. Okay, so let's get started. Let me close this, and here we have like a simple markup, body and button, and button the a element with the class button, like it's a link actually, href, and get a quote. So first what we're gonna do, gonna give it a class. So it's gonna be button. So we do display block. Then we position this, we give it position relative. Position relative with no coordinates, which means it just relatively positioned like to itself. Um, but this we do just to give, we position it relative because it's gonna be the it's gonna serve as a context for absolutely positioned children. So I'll show you later, guys. So so here I'll just put some comment for myself just to know. So position relative creates context for absolute position children. Absolute position children. So next we're gonna give it a width. Again guys, I'm just doing this for the sake of the example, and I'm not customizing it. I'm not making it like a responsive button, but just to show as an example, and then you can do it yourself further. I'm gonna post links where I found this trick, like and then you can start from there and add whatever you want, guys, in terms of like making responsive or adding your own style into it. Okay, so width 12.8 em. um, so I'm gonna give it margin. So just to center it on page, I just do margin 20%, top bottom, and then 35% left right, because it's just within the body. You see here, this button, there's nothing there, just it's just inside the body element. So this is supposed to position it within the body element. So then I'm just gonna give it some padding. Padding 1.6 em and 2.5, and then 1.5. Okay, so text transform I do text transform uppercase. What else? Font weight bold. So color, I just chose a color just which I liked. I just gave it RGB color, and then the values I just have them here. It's 116, 111, 111. And then so border, just to give it a border. Border I just give 1.em solid dark gray. Solid dark gray. Also just give it some roundness. Border radius. Body radius 0.5 em. Text decoration none. And text align center, just to align text within this, in the center of the block, of this block element. Okay, so let's see what we have. Okay, so now we have the the button itself, but there's nothing there still. So the next one, what we're gonna do is to add actually the pseudo element. First we're gonna add the before pseudo element. So we're gonna do a, and then button, class button, and then so we use this class as a hook for before element. So it's gonna be before. By default it's using the latest version, so I'm just gonna do like CSS 2.1 just for the sake of the experiment, if it still works. Then okay, so we do content, and then we put new, and then we're gonna give it position absolute. Position absolute. And I'm sure most of you guys know this trick, like how we use like a position absolute on children to position them within. It's an old technique to position them within the relatively positioned parent. So I just put this note for myself: position absolute. Within relative parent. Relative positioned parent dot button see above. Okay, so then we do top. Oops, sorry, I forgot to close this one. That's why it's white. Okay, so we do top, top. Oops. So top 50%. So again, this absolute positions is within this one. Okay, so top 50%, left we do 0.7. Also give it some body radius. We can use percentage for this, body radius and stuff. We can give it, we also give it margin, negative margin, negative top margin. Zero 0.8 I gave here, some padding. 0.3, 0.3, 0.2, and 0.3 am. Okay, so also text align center, and color, it's gonna give the text color white, just white, and background color green. Okay, let's see what we have. Okay, so it's a nice addition to a button, like this word new. So yeah, so as you see, it's done with the before pseudo element. So now let's add that arrow. So we do, for this we're gonna use after. So it's gonna let me just copy and paste this one, just this part. It's gonna be quicker. So we do after. Oops. And on after, what we do here is we put content. So we do escape. We have to do like escape character for those character glyphs, and then 00 bb, and then again we use position absolute. And here it's the same thing here. Position absolute, as in this one, it's gonna position it within the relatively positioned parent, which in this case is this block level, the block level element. Okay, so position absolute top, top 32 I gave, and then right 0.7 em. So also some negative margin, negative top margin. And I also gave it some font size. Say like 2.5 am. So color dark gray, those here, and yeah, let's see here what we have. So let me see here. Okay, so what it added that character glyph, what it's called, character glyphs, and yeah, so it's a nice arrow um, that can be kind of also like a good addition to this button. But what we're gonna do here, we're gonna use display none. So and then I'll show you guys what we do next with this. So just display none for this state. Um, Display none. So it's gonna disappear. Yeah, so we don't have it now. And on hover we just do display block, so which is supposed to show it on when we hover over the button. So button, and we do hover. You see we can link those chain those things like hover and after, so it's good to know. So display block. Okay guys, so let me save this, and now let's see. Okay, so you see on hover it just it shows, and when you take your mouse away of this element, and yeah, it disappears. I mean, you can play around with this. It's a I find it's a good interesting trick. Like I didn't know it myself. I just was browsing again the web, and yeah, just came across this. But yeah, again, if you guys have any suggestions how to like maybe do it differently, or how to make it, because I didn't make it responsive because it's gonna take some time to like make it responsive with all those values. But again, guys, if you have any comments or suggestions, just put it in the comments below the video. And again, as always, thank you for watching. Bye bye.